Gene therapy. Gene therapy is a relatively new and controversial treatment with the goal of preventing diseases by inserting genes that are programmed to fight and treat diseases. It involves extracting a diseased or unhealthy cell from a patient, combining it with parts of a healthy cell, and reinserting the new engineered cell back into the patient. It is a risky treatment and at the moment is only being tested on the terminally ill people who have hereditary diseases that will be passed on to future generations. Both the risk factor to patients and the high cost to produce must be considered when thinking about gene therapy. However, people must look beyond these concerns because the potential that gene therapy has outweighs the negative concerns. Because gene therapy is rather new and experimental, it can be very dangerous because not much is known about it. The results of a failed gene therapy can result in possible deformation and even death in extreme cases. An example of a fatality that occurred can be seen with the case of 18-year-old named Jesse Gelsinger. Jesse was relatively fit and died only 4 days after being injected with an altered virus meant to fight his inherited enzyme deficiency. His death was a result of the altered virus. The drug that was meant to save him ended up killing him. For all this risk, only 1% of the dosage actually worked, source C. However, with advancing technology, gene therapy is becoming safer every day. This is one of the risks of gene therapy, but there have been many positive moments as well. For example, a recent discovery has been made by French scientists regarding sickle cell disease. They were able to create the first ever treatment of sickle cell and has even cured a 15-year-old boy and seems to work for everyone, source A. This is not the only miracle gene therapy is responsible for. It has given the boy a chance to see again, source F, and has even grown back new skin for people. While the risk factor needs to be considered, it should not hold people back from trying it, especially for terminally ill patients because they have no other option. The potential reward far outweighs the risk, which is what people need to consider when thinking about gene therapy, especially since new advancements are making it safer every day. Another factor that might scare away potential suitors is the cost. Because the drugs are very difficult to make and have the potential to cure incurable diseases, they are very expensive. This causes some people to believe that scientists only care about making money, and this can be seen with the cartoon in which the doctor thinks about how much money he will get by coming up with a cure instead of how many lives he can save. Source B. In one case, it will cost $850,000 to cure blindness. Source D. This scares off a lot of people who would potentially try this new technology. In order to gather more support, they must find a way to make it cheap. However, the price should not scare away people, especially since it can change lives for the better. While price should be considered, it should not be a reason to not save a life. There are always options to pay later. What is important is that someone does everything possible to save a life and make it better. While the risk factor and cost of gene therapy should be considered, people must look beyond that and see the potential benefits of it, such as saving a life or making life easier for someone. They should do whatever is possible, even if that means taking on debt or risking a life. How much is a life worth to you?